So welcome back everyone to another round of Minecraft. We are going today work on doing the shepherd's barn, shepherd's building, and tannery building. Because if I can get that finished up, which means I might have to take this stuff out since it's not working anyway, and get that done outside of maybe a Fletcher building, which I could always do a little Fletcher stand like I've been thinking of doing somewhere over here. It'll leave me room for maybe just houses for more beds, so I have room for more villagers. And then at the very back, where I've still got some sand to replace, all this can be just fields, just farming area, which is going to be super easy to do. So really, the big one is getting the shepherd's building finished, and that's today. Well, here we go. I have the lower floor done. I'm doing a little bit more of this style decoration in terms of the columns, the wood columns. That way it gets more of a fit to kind of the somewhat rustic, even though it's using, sandstone bricks. But it does match a little bit with that, and that's going to give me some room for open windows, kind of like how I did at the fishing guy. It also gave me enough dirt to finish off the last of the sand. So all this is now dirt, ready for planting crops and everything, or doing whatever else I need to do. But yeah, I'm going to do 2 doors because I want to have the main one that the pathway comes to. And then we're going to have from here a little dirt path that comes out and goes over here, connect to this one that ties in. And I might do like some kind of like hay bale storage or something like that on the back here, so it's got a little bit more of a structure behind it, so it's not just open from there, because I'm going to do some kind of well and maybe little shack or something like that over here, and then start all the fields going across that way. That leaves room again for a house or 2, something like that, just to add some more easily accessible beds for the villagers to keep raising their population up. The way I'm going to do this is I've got, you see, some wool storage in the corner, kind of, like that's where bundles of wool are going to be stored. It kind of gives that look thanks to the texture pack of it being like some kind of boxing framing around it. I was going to do looms here, but then I started thinking if I do a well type design over here where it's got like that's the water source for the livestock, water source for the fields for the villagers to drink, stuff like that, it probably makes sense to have the cauldrons closer by it rather than having them on the opposite side. So we've got the looms on this side, and I'm trying to decide how I want to do something there, but I'm thinking I might actually do, just instead of a full upstairs, do just an attic space for this one and have like stairs that go up that way. So this is where the stairs go up. Here's the immediate wool storage, and then we'll have like some storage stuff, maybe some barrels, things like that, tucked away upstairs, maybe so they won't mess with becoming fishermen unnecessarily. And you need to get out of my way. So I finally have the phantoms showing back up, and my cat stand that I placed my cat up there, which is super easy because I have that mob capture mod. Super easy to do that. It looks similar to the light blocks, but it looks more like a cat cage. And yeah, they can't get close enough to me. I feel like I'm going to, if I can find a way to merge these designs in a way, or have it where there's that design and then it has lanterns that come off of it, and then have, of course, like these, and basically populate this whole area with the little lantern stands like that, and then some style of this so that everywhere is covered in terms of the cats. So I don't have to worry about being attacked here ever at that point by phantoms. There, that will stop you. That'll keep you from bothering me, I hope, while I'm in this area. Alright, so I'm going to build like this. That takes care of that, so that way we have, yes, windows that close and reopen, and hopefully no villagers decide to walk this way and get stuck, because I can walk under them, but they apparently can't. So I've started building the roof. I got everything set up the way I wanted, and then as I needed to come back downstairs, I realized my stairs kind of intersect with it. So yeah, I'm having to redo my stairs now. which means I have to basically have some kind of wall around the stairs on one side. So yeah, this is going to throw off my visual just a little bit. Yeah, that's just too ugly, too out of place. It just doesn't fit right. So instead of going from that direction up, we're going to go over that instead. So it's going to go up like this. Okay, changing my mind again. Instead of doing these slabs, I'm going to do regular stairs so it doesn't curve around as far. It's not such a long, winding staircase. And you know what? All the others I've used wood stairs. In this case, I'm going to sit here and just do sandstone brick stairs. That way I don't go so far over. I do want to kind of keep it evened out though, so maybe... No, that even... Well, almost. Perfect! And if I decide to change it out and do some wood stairs later, fine. I can do that. Alright, let's try this. Now that I've got most of a roof on this place, and oh, look, you got stuck. Aww. How sad, but not really. There we go. Seemed like he didn't want to die. Alright, now, boom. Not only will I not have moths spawning up here, but that is extra high protection against those stupid phantoms. And there we go. Roof is done, I believe. I thought it was done for a moment, and it was, I missed a couple of blocks during my build, but the roof is done. The main structure is done. I mean, definitely could use a little bit more styling on the outside. I kind of want to do some extra, like some lanterns hanging off the outside rather than torches, so that it can get more of a matching look to the other one next to it. And there we go. Okay, we got that. Actually, while that does line up there, I don't like that, so do one there. And I'm going to focus more around like middle there, and then we can do just on the edges here. That gives us a nice bit of lighting up front. And inside's lit, though there are some places where it feels like it could be almost a little too dark. And then up here, it's the same thing. It looks like it's possibly a little bit too dark. But if I look at my light, lowest spot I'm getting is 7, which should still prevent spawns. And we've got a nice connection dirt path wise. Do that. Do that. We'll have some of the little fence post style lanterns along the back there, and you know, like on this area like that. Making sure this is thoroughly lit up, because we don't want any spawns coming in, you know, any aggressive mobs spawning in. And yeah, so we got that. And what I'm thinking here is I do have this, but I kind of want to do like almost an awning that comes out as well. Something that comes out a little bit more. That's so they can still close this at night. You know, close up. But with this, you could have it like the field hand comes out, shears the sheep, brings the wool here, and hands it in, which of course would also make sense to having the looms here. We'll call it like the cauldrons. They're using that to wash the wool, clean it before it goes to the looms. Also, the cauldrons are technically leatherworking. I don't know why we don't have a tanning, you know, a tannery type thing, but we'll use that. We'll say getting some like leather being brought in. That's going to be kind of what it is. I might put some cows out here. I might actually add like a little cow and maybe llama pin type thing over there, just so I could be like, yeah, they got llamas and they're using the llamas for wool and, or, you know, whatever material, you know, llama, alpaca, fur. All right, what are you going to pick for your job, Mr. Villager? All right, so he decided he wanted to be a leather worker. I guess, or, yep. Yeah, leather worker. All right. So nobody wants to work the looms. That's they're like, I don't want to be a shepherd. I want to work on leather. Not the stupid, weaving. I went up to my seed villager room and somehow I've lost villagers from up there. Which might account for why I had more villagers at one point in the village and now I don't have as many. Despite having, continued to get more by bringing them carrots. I somehow managed to have some of the ones I created disappear on me. All right, I'm going to give this a try for a little bit, see if I like it or not. If I don't like it, I'm taking it out. But I'm going to use this little table type look in the middle. We kind of have like a nice little look for that. I feel like I want to do more decorations, but I don't want to do plants. I'm not sure how I want to do this. I might try to come up with some other ideas later. I might just not worry about it. Or, of course, if you have any suggestions in terms of creative decorations, because this feels a little bit more decorated, mainly because I put plants in this one because it's like the farmer's market general store. Like to get some ideas, but for now, the basic structure's there. I just need to go make some more villagers now. Come on, you two. Make a baby. Come on, I need a baby villager. Please, I need another villager in here. There we go. All right, we've got one. And now we've got kind of a fence, almost a corral type area over here. Or when you come up, maybe a little storage. I would like to do maybe a full awning, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't think I really need to. It looked kind of weird maybe coming out. Be great if I could place carpet down and have it float in the air and act like, a piece of a, canopy rather than having to do a full block. Maybe, some jungle buttons like that on the front and back sides. It gives a little extra definition. I don't know if I want to do it there just because these are the openings, door, windows. Kind of be like, it's like, get away. It's like emergency. Close it quick. The barrels in the corner here, like that. We have a little decoration, and somebody that wanders in can say, hey, I'm going to be a fisherman. Fine. All right, be a fisherman. I don't care. As long as I've got this stuff here, so once I have enough free roaming villagers, they start taking all the extra jobs and do what I need. I just want to make sure I have the controlled villagers for producing what I actually need them to produce. Yeah, it looks like they can't walk outside because the carpet is raising them up just enough that their heads are hitting the door, which means they're stuck in here effectively. It also means technically I can use the same trick in other spots to keep the villagers from going outside because the carpet makes them too tall to go through a doorway. I can walk through. I'm smart. They're not so smart. So if he does escape, which just as a precaution, I'm going to block that doorway. If he does escape, I know where he came from. I can put him back there easily and not have to worry about trying to track him down somewhere else in the village. And he seems to be wanting to go through there, but he can't. So, all right, great to know that the carpet is enough to fool them into thinking they're not short enough to go through a doorway. So there it is. It's finished. And that's the last really big building that I haven't already laid out for the village. The only other things will be maybe a couple of houses over there, but that at least gives me the main area of the village done. So I can then work on, of course, the well, the fields behind there, do whatever else I want as time permits. But basically, this is the last really big thing beyond the farming area that I want to accomplish. Later on, I'll, do the other houses. I'll do like a Fletcher stand. I'm going to redo the tower with a few special components to it to make it more functional, more interesting. But as far as the main function of the village, once the fields are done and they hopefully are producing their own food, so I could come back and just find, hey, there's like 12 more unemployed villagers wandering around, and I didn't have to make them. Be great. But for now, I at least have this done, and that's one step closer to letting them be on their own and getting back to just working on my base. But you can see how well this is starting to turn out. Need to do some work with the pathways and such, but yeah, this is going to be a very nice looking village in the end, and a very functional trade village in the end. All right, so that's it for this episode of Minecraft. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button. Like I said earlier, leave me any suggestions in a comment below for interior design aspects around a shepherd, leather worker type deal, and I'll see what might work out for me. And of course, hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week. I'll see you in the next video.